Kilpailussa mukana Ramirent. Kotikatsomon eväät tarjoaa Kotipizza.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the third stop of the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour. We are here in Turku, Finland. This coverage is brought to you by Natural Born Disc Golfer. Thank you guys for sharing your coverage with us here at Gatekeeper Media. And this commentary is brought to you by Parked Podcast. My name is Mitch Phillips. Joining me is my co-host and good friend, Hayden Riccard. How are you, man?
Doing great. I'm ready to see this new course. I love coming into these and doing a new course.
Yeah, it's so fun. Exciting. New courses, new faces. One of those being Luukas Rokkanen, sponsored by Prodigy Disc. Probably the best beard we've seen on coverage so far.
Yeah, I think so.
Familiar face here.
There's been a lot of baby faces.
Right. Tuomas Hyytiäinen, sponsored by Discmania. Got to see him smash some forehands at the first stop. One of our winners of one of the two here, Lauri Lehtinen, sponsored by Latitude 64. Excited to see him attack today. And a newer face as well, Kasper Kivi. And this course is so different than what we've seen in the past. Very different. But let's jump back to our top 10 here at the tour so far. This is their third stop. Lauri and Vino tied. One win each, second place each.
I think it's going to go back and forth between them unless somebody comes out of the woodworks below, which is possible. There's some great players on here.
Right. Hole 1, par 5, 787 feet. This is a multi-shot hole, obviously being a par 5. You're going to want to land your first shot, maybe a putter mid-range in the wood chips there, and then a huge shot up this hill, about 500 feet from the edge of the wood to the green. A big drop-off on the backside, some beautiful rocks. You're going to see that consistent across this course. A lot of elevation, a lot of technical tee shots. It just doesn't even give you a second.
Another par 5 on the first hole.
Yeah, it's an incredible course.
Is that set an example for disc golf in America?
It sets fear in my heart.
I think so as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something. As Tuomas finds the right side and the left side, does stay safe though, as that creek plays out of bounds.
That's huge on a hole like this.
But you can see going to a putter, just trying to get around that corner blind and land in a spot, probably, 30, 40 feet, maybe?
Yeah, it's really just like a 200-foot shot, just trying to get it out the gap over there that you see.
Yeah. And that's going to be the mistake. Off the tee, you can't see that, but kicking off to the right, all you're really going to have is a small 10, 15 little putt.
Yeah, you're going to want to pitch out to that fairway and then have your bomb shot up the hill towards those rocks.
Yeah. Let's see if Lauri can correct off that, reaching for the putter as well. Finding that
it looked
last
good off
tree.
the tee. Mm-hmm. Really good off the tee, but just catching a little kick.
Yeah, I'll get our first look here at Kasper Kivi. Going to a putter as well.
Threw it with a little bit more height. Maybe that helped him just a bit to
get a little bit more nose up,
get
too.
The pan out.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what you need on this hole.
Yeah.
We're going to see Tuomas have to scramble immediately, just a couple feet short.
And you can see where he has to go in the right corner of the camera. That is some distance.
Turn over forehand.
This looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, that late kick, too, helped him.
And we've said this, if you haven't watched the first two stops, you definitely need to check out Helsinki and Tampere. But your footing is so important on these courses. Some of these courses being on places that are, temporary, so the footing is kind of iffy, but there's out of bounds everywhere. So if you can get consistent footing, confident footing under you, it's going to make a huge difference.
Both of those guys just pitching out, trying to get into a good spot to go for the approach towards the basket.
Yeah, trying to just pitching out to where they hoped their drive would have landed. As we get to the best drive of the group, see if Kasper can go full attack up this hill.
I believe he's going full driver.
You have to. 500 plus feet, man.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, knowing it's a par 5, I mean, he can still approach from there for birdie.
You can see we're on a mountaintop here because you have the big rocks on the left side.
Huge rocks. can hear the torque coming off of the disc there from Lauri.
Just missing the rocks, just barely. It's a great shot from down there.
There's Luukas.
This is a big shot.
Oh, yeah. Just park it.
Oh,
yeah, he's inside the circle from there. Gave it the perfect height, perfect stability, climbing the hill the whole way. And there's no wind read.
No.
Either.
The only way to wind read is to go out there and step out and test it. So you got to trust what you've done in practice.
Yeah. Tuomas trying to see if he can step back a little bit with his footing, but unfortunately has that tree right behind him.
He's got to watch his backhand release as it comes back through.
Yeah, maybe reaching for something a touch more understable, knowing he can't get as much, but got more than enough.
Didn't expect it to skip like that.
No, I mean, that just shows the power he's got on a backhand from a standstill. At least a slower run-up, not a full speed. And I like the way that Kasper's playing this hole so far. I mean, going putter and then just knowing that he has no need to really go for the green from his drive, knowing that it was good enough. A stress-free birdie. Goes a little bit long there, but definitely a lot less stress on him than the rest of the card here, scrambling to try to find their pars.
Agreed. Just playing comfortability, especially on the first hole.
Yeah. Lauri for birdie.
It's a good bid. Looked good out of the hand, just maybe a little bit more height.
Yeah, it was right on line. That's a really good feeling to be able to have that first putt of the tournament, be in a good spot, feel confident. So we can see how far.
First putt of the tournament's always nerve-wracking.
Yeah. So we can see that drop off, just really giving some height, trying to come back up, but
I'm surprised he skipped that far.
Kasper for birdie.
Just be huge.
Just low. So we were just saying that first putt.
It's nerves.
Nerves, yeah. And when you're getting a stroke on your whole card.
Yeah, exactly. Your whole card, you're getting a whole stroke on. And that, you already know that, too.
Yeah.
That's in your head. So mental game strong. Good birdie.
Great birdie there.
I mean, from where they were, they knew it was comfortability. Just get it close, put it close, and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hitting first available, but still able to find par. Being only 787 feet, you have some ability to make some mistakes, like that it's a par 5, not a par 4. It'd be brutal. Maybe if that gap was a little bit bigger, but I think par 5 feels right. This hole did play just,
a
third of a stroke over.
But it would be playing so much further over par 4.
Yeah, it would be a whole stroke, and that's why it's a great par 5. Let's go into hole 2, Hayden.
Yeah. Hole 2, par 4, 705 feet. This is a smash of a hole. Do believe players are going to go more of a flip-up hyzer, trying to get it as long as they can here, and then you can see OB left on the tall grass and OB right here as you approach the green, and there's OB all around the backside of it as well.
Yeah, and I think from what we've seen in this course so far, really anywhere that the grass is not manicured on these big open par 4s is going to play out of bounds or maybe some kind of hazard penalty. Great hyzer flip there.
Just a little bit low.
But being a 700 feet,
nothing wrong with that at all.
350 feet.
Your second shot's not going to be far at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play aggressive for sure on this hole.
Right, and probably one of the easier ones to, walk up, fairway driver, you're under the pin.
I'm sure we'll see that in the later rounds where they get aggressive on this hole and try to smash it as far as they can to go for that birdie look, easy birdie look or eagle look.
It's Lehtinen at that smooth form using the entire right side of the fairway. Pushing almost out of bounds. Really, like you said, trying to get more of it.
Yeah.
But that out of bounds creeps in on that right side if you push too far. This looks to be pushing a little bit early.
I believe it's safe over there.
Yeah, definitely safe.
There wasn't any white stakes.
Right, no white stakes.
Just the right side.
Right. I mean, it's interesting to see the difference in form here. Kasper coming more close up to his chest with that backhand, using a little bit more wrist, a little bit more, driving that elbow compared to using a full reach back, pulling through.
His forehand game.
Looks a little short.
I think that's OB.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be close. You can see the spotter running up to it. Yep.
Yeah, it does find the out of bounds just short.
That's the only thing is, like, if you have a forehand from that distance, you got to make sure it's on point.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he threw
safe.
more of an overstable disc, trying to put him on that left side of the fairway, open up the forehand. And it's a good course design with the par 4. Being able to, throw 2 different types of shots is always a good thing. And this looks a little bit long.
Yep, just a little bit.
This basket just slightly raised, not enough to really bring in too much danger, but say you were to, hit the bricks on your approach, that OB.
I mean, you'd rather be long
back.
on, I think, on that one, on that backside that he was on, than short and come out in the OB.
A little more of a stall shot here.
Doing the same thing. They're not trying to play with that OB at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gonna leave them both mid-circle 2, though.
Mm-hmm.
Putting right back at the out of bounds they were trying to avoid.
Maybe that's their plan. I mean, do you feel more comfortable putting back at OB instead of throwing an air shot, trying to get it close?
Speaking of getting it close, Lowry going down to what I believe is baseline, mid-range, overstable putter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get when you push as far as he did, coming into the out of bounds almost.
His forehand approach game is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very common here on hole 2 to find the out of bounds short. It is going to be interesting to see as players, they've practiced, but when you get in that tournament mindset, you kind of how much foot you want to put on the gas, how early, being that this is only hole 2.
It's all about game plan, and there are some players that just lay it down pedal to metal out the get-go to put enough gap between them and other players, but it can
kind of set the tone of the card.
But if you do that very often, you're not careful, you can screw yourself over a little bit, I think.
Just right there for Luukas.
You'll run more things, I think, with careless thoughts, maybe.
Yeah.
I know I've done it.
Yeah. See if Tuomas can make good here.
This looks
just
barely.
Yeah, just left. And that's, you see how close the out of bounds is. This is where you want to be on this green.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about the out of bounds 15-foot putt.
I like the forehand play better than the backhand because you don't have to worry about the height.
Yeah.
You just know you got to push it. Good birdie. And I know we said it before, I love his gameplay, and I can't wait to see him over here in the States.
It's going to be exciting to see a 2022. A lot of these European men and women coming over.
I'm excited for both.
It's exciting to see the battles that we're seeing on this Prodigy Disc Pro Tour of players maybe we don't know as well, but we were learning them. We're learning them with you as the viewer, and then we get to see them come over to the States and develop new rivalries, new battles. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be exciting. Can't wait.
Let's head into hole 3, par 3, 410 feet. You can see the out of bounds immediately. They're trying to keep you over this field the entire way. Out of bounds left and long. 410 feet, if the wind is not playing too big of a factor, this is a Spike Kaiser for the right-handed player. It's birdie or die here.
I think so as well. It's something that's right in front of you. It's not too far. It's within reach for these guys. So no big issue here.
Not much elevation change. It's a stock Kaiser for sure.
Oh, yeah. Just dig into the ground. Yep.
Yeah, you can see the flags there in the background. Absolutely
zero.
Sure,
if the wind picked up more, it changed a little bit, but it's still going to be a hyzer shot into there.
Right.
You're just going to watch your plate of the disc and how you leave it. This looks really good.
Yeah, if there's a hole to ace, it's definitely going to be this one. That's perfect. Great shot there from Luukas. Hyytiäinen to match.
The grass seems a little tall, but it's getting some skip and rolls off of it.
It is.
So I think it's going to play like that all weekend.
Right. I mean, these are a lot of power, a lot of torque coming into these, a lot of spin coming into these, even though they are hyzer.
Yep.
Going for more of the flat approach here, realizing, you know.
I like this.
Yeah. Maybe a bit short, too.
It's a different play
it comes back to confidence, though. So you may not, you know, hey, if I'm going to throw a max distance spike hyzer, I know I can't throw it 410 feet. So knowing that the wind's not in play, as we've said, and going to more of a hyzer flip, maybe a little bit more of an understable driver, playing at your game.
Oh, giving it a run.
Great height from that distance.
Great birdie putt. Let's see if Lauri can get on a birdie run. It's 2.
Tuomas in search of his first birdie of the round, and he finds it. You can see the gallery here, too, on this beautiful day. And for those of you watching this here on Gatekeeper Media, this was not shot in January, December in Finland.
Oh, no.
Definitely not. This was shot over the summer.
You're missing probably 2 feet, 3 feet of snow.
A good amount of snow,
and
a lot of jackets. Yeah. Yeah, we saw some comments on the earlier rounds and stops in this tour so far. And this was definitely shot over the summer in a beautiful Finnish warmth.
Hole 4, par 4, 476 feet. Really just trying to get to this gap, but also at 476 feet, I mean, you can put it over the top of the trees if you want to, but you really want to get out that second gap and put you close and then lay up for the birdie.
Yeah, this is it's one that you can get it really
I think
aggressive.
You're going to see a lot of different shots on this one. You're going to see it up the gap, but I think if you want to get aggressive, it depends on how close those trees are to the tee. I think you can see the over the top.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a really high kind of sky shot, and I think these trees are tall enough where we're not going to see many of those plays, as most of these players are going to be reaching for a mid-range.
Yep, exactly.
And
I think this is when they play more of, hey, let's just play for
it's
par.
an easy birdie. Yeah, play for birdie. Yeah, it's an easy one. Then we to be able to go mid-range on a par 4. I mean, it's control. But
well, the reason this is a par 4, it's not the distance, it's the technicality of it and going, you know, you got a hyzer flip and then you got to get through this gap.
Yeah. And if you come out early, you're definitely going to have to. Looked like he was going roller there, trying to bite off a lot.
But he wasn't able to spin enough on his rotation.
Still got a lot of forward movement, but it's going to be an interesting spot there.
You can see he bent over towards his knee and his foot.
Just early out of Tuomas.
That's a.
Oh, and he kicks out of bounds.
Out of bounds? Oh my gosh.
Fairway driver in the hands here of Kivi. Looking to bite off a little bit more.
Just not enough.
Yeah, I like the fairway driver play there. If you can kind of hyzer flip that left to right movement and really bite off a lot, it definitely can come in and at 476 feet. As we said, it becomes such an easier hole.
Yeah, it does. Going to the standstill forehand.
Yeah, after that brutal kick left and out of bounds. So throwing his third shot.
Changing his mind to a putter, just playing it safe. I think this is smart.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing the course, too, there's a little bit more of an open fairway out there to the left. Not having to throw anything weird in the spiky to get back into the middle.
Oh, and he fights through.
Yep, speed check with the tree. Perfect. And Tuomas with a little bit of foliage right in front of his release.
Just slightly left.
Yeah, nothing should be no problem.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, stand still from that distance.
Yep.
Making it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Putting it close, not having to worry about a couple putts.
Yeah, and you can see after trying to go for the roller, he does get the furthest down the fairway, but definitely at a cost. Probably going forehand roller again, it looks like.
Yep. Which is interesting from this play. I mean, this...
I think he has to go to the roller. I think he's able to do it. But, I mean, you can see if the roller did get all the way through, it opens up this big open field. Makes this hole very simple.
Oh, yeah, he's just throwing it high. Yeah.
Great touch forehand there.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite shots to watch on the scramble, just that kind of nose up, Anheuser forehand, that right to left movement. Circle's edge here from Hyytiäinen. Yeah, and he knew it out of his hand. You heard him say nope. That's a tester distance. That's the tournament distance, I feel like, as we've called it. Is it's in practice in your backyard.
It's always tournament distance.
Yeah, it's that 25 to 35 where that confidence seems to slip just a little bit, but it's a range where so far in these two stops, they're going into this third one now, that Lehtinen has not struggled at all in that distance.
I like it when he's on fire with his putts because it's really good to see and really good to see, really fun to see.
Yeah.
But he just has to stay consistent. That's the biggest thing.
It changes his game too. When your putting is feeling that confident, you're able to say, I don't need to put it within 5 feet.
You can back off.
Yeah, it kind of opens up and relieves some pressure on the rest of your game.
Yep. Great putts here.
Yeah, good scramble there from Luukas, going from a knee forehand to still find the birdie, as he and Lehtinen both at 3 down through 4. It's an unfortunate double bogey there.
It's just that early OB on that. That's what's really got him, was that early OB.
Yeah. So Lauri gives us a nice wave. What's up, man? It's so peaceful here with you can hear all the birds chirping and the wind going. I mean, it's such a peaceful place jumping into hole 5, 289 feet, par 3. Gonna see a lot of your players go to a standstill here. Make sure they hit that gap, give this shot some height, and then be able to continue down here. It does get a little speedy on the green. There's one tree to catch. We're going to see a couple of different shots here. Forehand being the most common, but that backhand, maybe mid-range putter, give it some height and let it work. The standstill makes you a little bit shorter, but again, we were just talking about that circle's edge putt. You feel confident in it. You don't have to get too close.
If that's what you're confident in, good on you, because that's some distance that you're going to need to win tournaments, which we've seen.
Yep.
Same, relative to the same area.
A little bit more height, just a bit inside there, though.
This looks really good.
Yeah, all of our players in that circle's edge range.
Spot. I wonder if it's harder to push down that fairway with that angle of where you have to hit.
Right.
Bank right.
Yeah, it's tough to tell.
That you can't get there.
Yeah, and you'll see this on a couple of the greens here. I mean, after being in Tampere, these greens are wide open spaces.
Going for using the skip
shot, a little bit of a run there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but compared to Tampere, yeah, I mean, these greens are enormous. I mean, there's so much space, but you do have these 1 or 2 trees, and we'll see some of these, if they do come into play, but
there's
far it's
no guardian trees.
No.
Oh, he thought he had it.
Good look at Luukas's step putt, though.
Run.
Good confidence, good height. Lauri to make good. Circle's edge.
Yep. Like you said, I mean, if you're confident,
get that
no
going.
need
and he's
to put
rolling
it underneath the basket.
Yep. 4 in a row here for Lauri Lehtinen. And Tuomas with the closest of the group.
Oh, hold it.
Just catching the nubs on the backside, it seemed.
You know he wanted that one after that 6 on the last hole.
Yeah, the variation hole to hole here is a lot. There's a couple holes on this front 9 that are under that 200-foot mark.
Yeah.
And you just...
There's a good
under
bit
300
of
foot, yeah. And you want them so badly, but putting yourself in that putting distance gets tough.
Moving on to hole 6, par 3, 358 feet. You can see the drone coming down this fairway. Want to land here and then go straight uphill. It's going to be a big forehand, trying to get as far as you can, maybe over the top of the trees or in between the gap.
Yeah, I think
over
over the top of the trees.
Hit,
yeah, hitting that gap is probably not going to be in the cards for most of these players. It's not their play. Going over the top.
Yeah, it's
working
just,
itself
it's
uphill.
more simple.
Yeah.
I think you just put it up with enough height and then just let it come back down to earth.
Yeah, at 358 feet, I mean, this is a forehand distance that a lot of these top players have, but this is the mistake. You don't give it enough height, and you find yourself in the rough.
I don't know. I can't see where he's at, but I think he hit early and should kick down.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a trail going for, I believe, hole to hole.
Yeah.
That a lot of these discs tend to filter through, but definitely still not an easy putt. You can see the wind picking up a little bit too.
It's the right height,
yeah.
Just a little short. Let's see, Casper's shot here just sawed off a little bit. You can see he's in that rough there.
You can see all of our card there not able to make it so far. See if two of us, after putting it closest.
I think the
last
uphill
hole
is going to be the hardest part. It's just getting it uphill.
Really trying to just go straight over the top.
He got there.
Yep, he'll be circle's edge. The cleanest look of the group.
I think you just have to pick a tree that you want to aim at and then just correct for the right height.
So look at how this rough is as he lands on the path.
Nice.
You can see another disc in front of him there.
Yeah, just trying to get it close.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it.
It's a pretty picturesque little
I know, it's
run,
a little hallway.
Yeah. Definitely one for the highlight reel. Ooh, that was great spin. Able to keep it at the right height on line, just a bit too understable of a putter. That branch right in his way. Yeah, I'm having to go over it.
You think that threw him off?
Oh, for sure. And we've talked about it in previous stops. There's not many push putters. Oh.
No, not. I mean, you don't see him as often.
No. It's a dying breed. Straddle putters. I think there's more straddle putters than push putters.
Because it's probably more of a
spin.
modified push putt.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
It's a good par putt there from Rokkanen. And the birdie streak is going to come to an end for Lauri. But, I mean, to pick up 4 straight.
4 through 5?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Setting the charge out early. This course seem to play a lot easier than the other ones, for sure.
Yeah, definitely closer to par. And
I think the weather is also helping a lot, too.
we'll see how it's going to continue.
We don't know. We don't know, but
yeah, let's move to hole 7, par 4, 587 feet. Gonna have out of bounds left and right the entire fairway here. We snake through. Big shots are gonna land right around here at only 587 feet. It's really gonna be placement, putting yourself in a spot to attack this hallway green.
It's great course design.
Yeah, you're gonna see it. Maybe some shots all the way over the top of everything, try to just crash down, or be able to, put yourself in a safer position with a little bit more room to attack, a little bit more knowledge of where your footing is going to be, where you're going to land.
Well, that's what you want, I think, in my mind. Another big,
a little more inside,
inside. He might have a gap on the backside.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just being left. All of our players going to that backhand, so everything's going to filter left, being it's a natural hyzer angle, but I think that's going to be a pretty good thing, being able to shape the shot straight through as this goes a little bit low.
And that's the thing, is if you're going to throw with the straight shot up the gap, you're going to have to match the height. Well, you're matching the height because it's elevated and you're going uphill.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make that adjustment.
Yeah. Tuomas, more the over-the-top shot, put himself. That's a great spot to be. Looking right down the gap. Surprised to not see him go over the top again. Same disc off the drive.
It's the risk or the reward.
Yeah, and this is our first time watching Kasper Kivi, so maybe not, as we've seen so far, a backhand dominant player. We really trust that over-the-top shot. Takes an interesting skip off the green to circle's edge.
That was a great approach, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that was a little bit further back and then flared, that was flaring towards the basket.
Yeah, nearly hitting the lock. Kasper having going to the forehand from a knee.
Getting caught up again.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough putt. Yeah, this gap not as deep as it looks as you're approaching it. So just kind of hitting where that sunlight ends and skipping forwards. You can see a lot of the players maybe push too far. Oh, and getting lucky through.
That was a good skip there for Lauri.
You can see the advantage you have being able to have that distance that he does to be able to put it out into the open spot, walk up, throw an overstable putter right at the green. Oh, great run there from Kasper.
Given a bid from that, from a knee, but also being protected.
What a putt.
And there's
Tuomas Hyytiäinen. Yeah, let's go.
He needed that one.
Bringing him back to even on the day. Circle's edge here from Luukas.
Just hitting the van. Maybe from that angle is just a little difficult.
Yeah, we were talking about it last hole, is when you're forced to go to that straddle putt, how important it is to still be able to find a consistent stroke and developing your putting stroke. I mean, I'm a player who's I've putt a lot of different ways. I'm sure most people watching this, and even the guys on here who are watching play, have putt so many different ways over their career. But being able to find a stance or find a stroke that you can use in many different stances comes to your advantage.
Yeah, it really does.
You can see all of that. I mean, all of our players, except for Hyytiäinen, struggling on the green there.
Hole 8, par 4, 614 feet. Getting out of the gap, you got OB right off the gap. And carrying down the fairway, just wanted to put a second shot just before those next trees and then laying up towards the basket. It's a little 2-shot par 4.
Yeah. There's little 2 trees there on the green really blocking that hyzer angle. And if you're short right, you have no look at a putt.
And you don't want to be straight off the tee because you'll go towards the OB.
Really a true just flip up to hyzer, fade left. But if you flip up too much, I mean, like you said, the out of bounds is right there.
Yeah, it's super close.
Kind of limiting how much you can attack.
Yeah.
And Lowry going to the same pink driver he's been smashing on.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a simple straight hyzer up the gap.
Yeah, Luukas,
getting out to the fairway, and you got another shot at the green.
See if Kasper can match.
Get a little close to that OB, but no problem.
Yeah, a little bit shorter than the rest of the group, but
I mean you're gonna have less than 400 feet to the pin.
Right.
The pin, so.
yeah, probably in that 300 to 280 foot range. Most of our players disc down to maybe an overstable putter. But again, that tree just right at the basket, having to force maybe a turnover,
a little
forehand into it. Yeah.
You might have a look down there, but it's downhill.
Yep. As you can see, Luukas going to the forehand.
I like this play because then you can crash back into the backside of the hill and not have to worry about going down to the left. And
oh my
hitting
goodness.
The box.
Let's run it back to Koti Pizza slow-mo. Forehand here.
This is why I like this.
Yeah, Luukas Rokkanen. A little bit blocked on the right side of the two trees on the green. Great height out of the hand. Hitting the no-co guard there.
So close. I'm glad it sat, though.
Yeah, smacking the sponsor stick. You know, after seeing Luukas go a little bit low and hitting the stick, Tuomas just trying to make sure he was high enough to go into the basket, but just short.
Might have a step out putt.
Yeah, going to probably just go to a straddle. So we get to Lowry's drive. Able to disc down to a mid-range putter distance.
Oh, yeah. With the roll.
Perfect.
Don't hit your head. That's what you want.
Mid-circle
yeah, you can see,
here, yeah.
You can see what that does. I mean, was the tree in his way?
No, it's just a really uphill putt, kind of a weird speed check, and Tuomas having to go to the straddle, that one tree on the green.
So unfortunate.
Yeah.
See if you can capitalize.
Yeah. Put yourself in that weird stance.
It's a tough putt. I mean,
yeah.
You got the tree that's just there, and then you got a straddle putt just inside.
Mm-hmm. It's a good birdie there from Rokkanen. Put together a great front nine, 4 through 8. Bogey free so far. Just one back from our leader here on the card. Yeah, very attackable front nine. I mean, as we go into this, final hole, I'm expecting that 5 to 6 is going to be hot.
Yeah, I expect 5, 6, maybe even 7 and 8s if you're really playing well.
Mm-hmm. It's doable
to be
for
hot
sure.
on the front nine.
Yeah, which is rewarding and refreshing to see after leaving Tampere and the brutality of those courses. So we can say, hey,
they were so much fun. I loved them, but they're tough.
We love to watch them. I would hate to play them, but a hole that I would feel confident playing in, 200 feet uphill. You have the triple Mando with the tree in the dead center.
I don't know. I like the design of it because then it makes it a lot harder than just going through a triple Mando.
Yeah.
But it's still... I just don't want to mess with it.
Being straight uphill, you're going to see players go to a putter for sure at 200 feet. But it is skippy green going uphill. You're going to see a lot of discs. If you avoid, don't miss the triple Mando or anything, skip and go very far left.
Yeah, like that. You can just play the skip.
Yeah,
easy
great
enough.
direction. hear the wind ripping too once you get over the hill.
What you don't want to do is hit that tree.
Oh.
It was a good kick straight back down, and he didn't miss the Mando.
Mm-hmm.
That was close to hitting that tree.
And I mean, what a great hole to finish out the front 9. Kind of, you know, relax a little bit. You have the triple Mando there. It doesn't really come into play too much. But after playing these difficult par 4s over and over and over again, you are kind of able to relax a touch, throw a putter uphill, and just have great speed and walk away with a birdie, hopefully. I mean, at 200 feet, it feels bad to not birdie it.
It does.
What did this one come in at?
This one was coming in at 2.63.
Okay. It's a little bit closer to par than I expected.
It's got to be that triple Mando in that tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, or this wind picking up once you reach the top of the hill.
Oh, hold it.
And when you're on, you're on. That was a phenomenal catch. 6 down through 9.
Like we said, 5 and 6.
Yeah, and as you can see, tied for 3rd, 6 down through 9. So there are going to be some hotter scores. We're going to check in with our leaderboard soon. Kasper picks up the birdie, bringing himself back to even once again.
That's good going back into the back 9, too. Getting back to even, start a new freshman on the back 9, and you're good to go.
And birdie there for for Luukas.
But yeah, front 9, I mean, a lot of green. I like it.
Yeah.
Se oli se ekat 40 minuuttia aika miellyttävä.
So we check in with our card here. -5, -6, 2 evens. Pretty standard here for round 1. Good separation. Let's check in with the leaderboard here.
Hey, I called it.
Yeah, -8.
8 and 7.
Yep, some familiar names there at the top. Seppo, Lauri, Eric, and Elias also. I mean, -8 through 9. That is hot.
Yeah, you're doing some work.
Yeah. A lot of familiar names down there in the leaderboard, but I mean, you expect that coming into the front 9, being able to do that. Be sure to catch us on the back 9. See if these players can continue it. Like and subscribe here. My name is Mitch Phillips.
And I'm Hayden Riccard.
We've been so happy to watch the front 9 here at Turku. Hoping to see some highlights on this back 9.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, we'll see you there.